Welcome back to Weber Cup 13. Williams then struggling to find a strike, and that means that Dominic Barrett has been confined to spare shots, and at last he gets in there. Been playing a slightly straighter line than most of the other bowlers, Williams.
Yeah, and that time he did move to the right. It's one of the things that's keyed Stuart becoming one of the best players, not only just in Europe now, but in the world.
A little delay there, one ball picked up, then another one, and we've seen quite a lot of ball changes so far at Weber Cup 13.
He's gone to a stronger ball on this short pattern than what he used earlier. The more hook in the back end allows him to use a stronger ball that'll still go through the pins.
Good call.
Yeah, he's a bright guy. He's an intellectual guy. He's a student of the game, and as he keeps getting smarter and smarter, and he's got that unique release, and he's figured out how to use that to his advantage now, and he's winning on a pretty regular basis around the world.
Yeah, we're very much admire the king of swings, high back swing there, and great follow through. Fabulous rotation on the ball and just rips the rack.
He gets in positions that the rest of us I don't think can get into in the middle of our approach. It's part of the reason why we call him Gumby.
Barrett, first chance he's had a go at a strike for a while, but after an annoying match from his point of view against Bill O'Neill yesterday, when Bill clicked into gear and really demolished him. He's come back well today.
Chris, one little topic that the commentary booth talked about yesterday. No left-handers this year.
Yeah, we really missed them.
No, I know we know the Americans do, but I mean we still love Jason Couch, but you know, it's always worth an ace in the hole, isn't it, having a lefty?
TJ making another strike, and we've talked about what we've admired. We've certainly admired your captaincy. We were hearing you over the mic the other day talking to Tommy after he missed that big shot to close out for the point, and you just said, hey, it's your call, I trust you, and that was really good to hear.
These guys all have been there, and Tommy is, like I said, I think he is the best finisher in our generation. So what happened yesterday was a complete anomaly. I mean, you just won't see that often. He's made the same moves in those same situations, 50, 100 times. We've ridden his back for the last 5 years in this thing, so it was our turn to pick him up. Wow, that was a really good shot too.
Not the first time we've seen that in Weber Cup 13. It won't be the last. A good pocket shot that doesn't result in a strike, and a scratch of the head from Stuart Williams, and quite a few players suffering this.
And this is just a case of his ball going a little bit too long and trying to make it up in the back part of the lane instead of his ball facing up and going forward at that tracer. He got about 2 feet further down the lane and came in behind the head pin. That sends the 6 around the 10. Technically, it's about a ½ inch light.
And I'm afraid Team Europe's score dropping away quite dramatically. It's all strikes at the moment for Jones and Fagan for Team USA.
Without trying to black cloud them too much, I think they got a chance at the number here. Tommy's lined up. He's using a ball that's a little bit stronger. He's going to see transitions less. So does Mike. I think Mike is the key here. If he can get this one, the last one faced up really nice. If he can get away with not flat 10ing somewhere.
The curse of the captain, who has spoken.
That was the one right there. You could see it coming. There's all the way through. There've been the same characteristics as halfway through the first game, and then again halfway through the second game. You see quite a bit of carry down it, and where the ball starts to pick up changes. If you can get away with this shot right here, starts to pick up a little bit sooner than last time. Didn't quite get as far right. Hits right in that little dead zone, but the 6 slaps the 10 out. Now you're pretty much home free. On 240 pace, the best the Europeans can do is 237.
Williams sails wide. Well, it's point Team USA. I think we've got to focus on whether USA now can make the 300.
Just racking my memory, I think 290 is the highest doubles game that we've ever seen in the Weber Cup, so there's room for improvement.
And just to translate a couple of the points you were making there, Chris, when you talk about carry, you're talking about some of this oil transferring into the dry end of the lane.
Yeah, each ball that goes down the lane either makes the lane, worse or it makes it better. And it's kind of like a ski slope, and every ball goes through, takes a little bit of oil off the front part. The spare balls push oil down, particularly push oil down towards the end of the pattern. And so the more strikes you see, the less change you actually see on the lane. You only see change where the oil leaves the front part of the lane, the guys can just move a little left. But as spare balls go down, the entry angle reduces because the ball has less friction. Tommy just moved a couple left there. That's a traditional move for him. Once he sees the ball start to pick up, he'll move a couple more and hit it even harder. One of the things that makes him very successful on this lane here. That's a handful. 8th board again. He got there from a little different angle, so it came in light, but he'll stay there and just make it hook more the next time.
Sounds ever so easy, doesn't it, Simon?
Might have a go myself, Cass.
Me too.
It's easy to watch him do it. I'm not so sure it's easy. I have a tough time doing it with it.
Well, now that Team Europe's challengers gone in this game, it's all smiles down there. They're trying to keep it relaxed, but for the moment, I'm afraid it's not looking good for the team in blue.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be 2 in a row for the team from the States, and that's not good for the Europeans, and they're going to fall further behind. And I think Chris can probably see the finishing line not too far away.
Yeah, this is the right strategy by the Europeans, though, for Stuart to try some different stuff. This point's dead in the water, so do some experimenting, try and figure out what to do, and because there's a pretty good chance, I don't know for sure, but he may be coming up next in the singles as well.
It's going to be Dom in the singles.
Dom in the singles,
yeah,
okay.
So Stuart doesn't bowl until he goes Scotch doubles with Mika in match 22. Mike Fagan then. He and Tommy have made a change, made a little adjustment. And that one had to push, but it made it.
We're still on for that big score. We won't talk about it just yet. But the other bad news for the European side is that Tommy Jones is up in the singles next. So, hey-ho, have some of that.
Like I said, we were playing purely offense. We weren't too worried about where the Europeans put their players. We're trying to put our guys in our best position. Tommy, when they hook, is, he's really hard to beat on this lane. And really any time once they start to hook. So he'll bowl late. And then I'll bowl earlier with Mike the next time around. My best look is obviously later on in the blocks where my big scores have been, but I'm gonna move up. It's easier for me to get my ball started.
You've got to step in as the captain, haven't you, and do your bit.
Just put the guys where they're most comfortable, and Bill is more comfortable when they start to hook a little bit. He can throw that vibe that's a little cleaner, and let him and Tommy go at it. I like bowling with Tommy. I would personally prefer him and I bowling together in that last match, but I don't have much doubt that those two will both find as well.
So Tommy Jones steps up in the foundation frame. So I know, Chris, you'd love to be out there supporting. We're going to ask you to stay in the booth with us and see if we can see this through to a maximum.
I went out there, I might jinx him.
Safest place for you at the moment.
Well, the commentary booth normally jinx most of these players when they're coming up for a big score, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed now.
So TJ, with that number right next to his head, the man who is associated with the maximums here at the Weber Cup.
Hold.
Done it again. Chris Barnes with the directions. The ball was listening. And Team USA, next time they get out the chair, will be shooting for that magic maximum.
And interestingly, they will share the 10th frame because Mike Fagan will get out first. And if he strikes, TJ will shoot the second ball, and then hopefully Mike Fagan will come back for the last one. Stuart and Dom just going through the motions. They just want to get out of the way and let the American guys get on and finish their game.
Well, I reckon Stuart's tried just about every strike ball that he's brought with him to Weber Cup 13 now in this back end of this match. But take the practice while it's on offer. Again, Dom just experimenting. That wasn't a bad shot. That was about him having a look at this lane. But here we go.
And getting out of the way, too. He did the same thing when Bill had the front 8 or 9. A very classy move, really.
They come along so rarely. Televised 300s. A televised 300 in a Scotch doubles, well, you virtually never see. And for the moment, let's just forget that it means USA will go 13-7 on Team Europe, and let's just focus on this little bit of potential history. Fagan then to step up and keep Team USA in the hunt for the 300.
Hit.
Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? Well, a huge smile from Tommy Jones, but I'm sure he's feeling a bit on the inside there. That's unlucky.
Just a fraction high on the headpin, Chris.
Exactly. It's just a little bit inside of target. you know, he wanted to make sure he caught it there, I'm sure, is what he was thinking. And anytime you're bowling with Tommy, that seems to be the common theme. So that one picked up a little early, just a little bit inside of target too. It almost stayed there, ran the 5-pin over and clipped it right off the 9.
Yes, here we go again. As Chris has said, it's just a tad inside. It's going to hit high.
And, you know, it's only a board right at the target. It just came off that spot a little bit harder. And, of course, that one goes by. He mixes it up for a finisher in 279. Another good doubles game.
Yeah, well played, Tommy Jones and Mike Fagan. Didn't quite get the run there to make it to the 300.
O'Neill was a little mad at me about scratching him off this pairing and putting Fagan in, but maybe I'm off the hook now.
He'll let you off.
Yeah.
He'll let you off. A good point for Team USA. 279 plays 160, and we say thank you to Chris Barnes for joining us in the commentary booth. We'll let you get back to the action, Chris.
Hey, thanks, guys.
And confirmation of that result once again. The Americans stepping up to the plate in the Scotch doubles. Superb performance and oh so close to that maximum. But in terms of Weber Cup 13 overall, it means that the USA lead by 13-7. Let's hear from Tony Wrighton.
We so nearly had a magic maximum, but another terrific display from the Americans. You guys are loving this lane at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, we're starting to figure it out a little bit and making the right adjustments. So hopefully we continue that on, and there's some American football we like to watch later on.
Mike, there was a moment there we thought we had a kind of historic 300 game. How much harder is it when you're playing doubles? Because, you know, you get slightly less goes at it, so you don't get to feel the lane so much.
Yeah, with doubles, obviously, you know, you're only as good as your teammate lets you be. You know, Tommy got out there and threw great shots. That last shot, I wish I could have it back. I mean, it was just a little bit off target, and, you know, it didn't carry. But, you know, still great for the team.
Yeah, and you personally are looking great at the moment. You've had your captain in the commentary box singing your praises over the last few minutes.
Well, you know, we talked about it yesterday, and, you know, it's all about finding the right ball. I picked up this 912T from track, just picked it up, hadn't thrown it the entire week, and it looks fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to the next set of matches.
Thanks very much indeed. There you go, Mike Fagan. What a point for Team USA, who are looking really good at the moment. 10-pin bowling's high noon is fast approaching, and Europe need to start firing.